Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. If you're new here, I hope you consider sticking around and subscribing. But if you've been here before, I want you to hit that like button like you just unlocked a new Force power, because what we have for you today is Cal Kestis' new lightsaber from Jedi Survivor. We're going to open it up, take a look at it, see if it's worth the hype. So I'm not a huge gamer, but I did just pick up a PS5 as part of some kind of work promotion type thing. I basically got it for free, and I've had the PS4 and the PS3 and the PS2. I basically just buy them so that I can play Grand Theft Auto and Star Wars games and some Gran Turismo and stuff like that mixed in. So not a big gamer, but I have really enjoyed the recent Star Wars games. Jedi Fallen Order was incredible, and I am just a couple hours into Jedi Survivor at the moment, but it seems to be more of the same. I'm really enjoying exploring all of the new sets and settings and things of that nature, and it's been a lot of fun. And even though, I'm not that invested into the game yet, when Disney announced that they were going to have a new lightsaber, I had to show some interest in that, because while I might not be a big gamer, you guys know that I am a major Star Wars collector. So this was sort of their exclusive offer. Now, they have offered a few of these in the past, some of which I've been lucky enough to pick up, some of which I haven't, although it's all kind of worked out. So they did a Jedi Temple Guard, which I believe was maybe the first one. That one I was lucky enough to get, and that is one of my favorite pieces for sure. They've also done an Ahsoka one with, I think, her Rebels lightsabers, and they also did an Obi-Wan kit. It ended up kind of just being duplicates for me in those sets. So while I wasn't able to secure those, I also didn't really try to get those, but I did try to get this one, and I got it. This is always kind of a mixed bag type thing. You have to get onto shopdisney.com a little early and hope that the collector gods are smiling on you that day. And I don't know what happened, but I was lucky enough to get in there and make my purchase. So let's take a look here at the box. Now, this was also available in the parks. So we have some of our friends who went on May 4th and they picked this up in person. So you may have already seen some of this online already, but this just arrived today for me in the mail. So let's go ahead and pop the seal on this. Actually, a little bit of a loose bit back here. So I'll go ahead and take this plastic off. On the bottom here, they have some assembly instructions. They also have a bunch of different languages. It's been a bit of a mystery, at least for me, as to who makes these items, because a lot of people thought it was probably Hasbro, but I don't think it is Hasbro. They share some similarities, but there's enough differences that I'm not really sure why there would be differences if they're made by the same company. So again, here's the box here. It's in white. It has a little bit of weathering on it, sort of painted on, and this sort of, Jedi Order, which is why I wore this t-shirt. But the Jedi Order symbol here and all the lines around it, very reminiscent of the art that we see in Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. So let's go ahead and slide this box off. Very cool box, very cool lid. I'm not exactly sure what I would do with this long term. It looks like I have number 5,648 of 7,500 lightsabers here. And this little tag reads, "Having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi. We were peacekeepers. We were betrayed by those we protected, hunted down by the Empire. I might be one of the last of my kind, Cal Kestis." Okay. Getting down to the saber itself here, guys. Let's pop off these last two little tabs and bring it out. I'm gonna grab it here in the middle where it kind of seems like it's ready for me. We'll see if we can't get one side up here first and then fall with the other. Here we go. So like I said, I'm not too far into the game, but Cal's lightsaber does look different than when we saw it in Jedi Fallen Order. I actually have that lightsaber as well, again, from the Disney parks. I'm feeling some switches down here. There's a switch right here that moves on me. The other ones seem to be attached. Now there's all kinds of stickers and labels and stuff like that on here. There's a button here as well. So those all can be taken off. And again, more buttons and stickers of that nature here. So let me just kind of give you guys a nice up close look here. I have some mixed feelings about the pieces from Disney. I love that they are making so many lightsabers. I love that you can buy a lightsaber in the Disney park. It's sort of bewildering to me that when we were at Star Wars Celebration, there wasn't a place to actually buy a lightsaber. And of course, this is officially licensed and all that stuff, but there are some things that they do here where this is not actual leather. There's some little holes here to let the sound through, but it's kind of like they're not really quite sure what they are. Are they a playable lightsaber toy that is a premium type item, or are they replicas? What are they? Because I'm not sure they really kind of excel at either and kind of fall short in between the two. So, you know, a good solid representation, but you know, is probably not the most accurate to what one would actually find perhaps from another reseller, someone that is not actually authorized to make the pieces, but is going to take their own stab at it and see what they can make of it. Now, I know it would make the box much larger, but I feel like an item of this exclusivity and price point should come with blades. It's not something that I would end up using a lot, but let's go ahead and take another close look here. This part here unscrews from the other piece. This is undoubtedly where the battery chamber is. You can put some batteries in there. This one actually already came with some. Looks like 3 AAAs. This is very normal for how the lightsabers go together, and actually that looks very much like how Hasbro builds theirs. So the mystery kind of continues as who is building the lightsabers for Galaxy's Edge. And there are some buttons around here. This button right here slides up. This here slides around. And then this says hold button 5 seconds for blade color change. So one cool thing about this piece is that the color of the blade changes depending on which button you push. So that is pretty cool because in the game you can customize the color of Cal's blade. So they kind of give you the option to make this lightsaber, you know, within reason, because you can also swap all these parts out and mimic maybe the one that you're playing with in the game, which is kind of a cool thing to do. And I believe this is the first lightsaber that lets you do that. All the other lightsabers I think are pretty much locked to the color that they should be in canon. This one gives you the freedom to customize and change that out. I will give them props for taking the time to, you know, Dremel all this stuff out, or not Dremel, but etch all this stuff out and give you all the nice ridges. There are a lot of really great details on here. I feel like the #1 upgrade to this would be to take this area here and wrap over it with some thin leather strapping, so that way you can kind of get the real look that it's supposed to have, and maybe just give it kind of a black wash to really bring out some of these details, give it a little bit of aging, and just make it look a little bit more realistic. Sometimes the lightsabers from the Disney parks look a little bloated. I haven't played the game long enough to really know whether that's kind of the case with this one. For my hand, it actually feels pretty good, which is not always the case for all the pieces out there. I'm feeling that I can also take this part off here, and there's another chamber in there for more batteries. So you have a connector here in the middle that kind of lets you switch between whether you are single wielding or dual wielding. They've done a better job at hiding that right there within that area. This one's more obvious, but of course it's supposed to be that way. So that's working out pretty well for me. You have a little clip up here at the top. This is for a belt clip holder, and you can have the belt clip holder on you, put it on there, and you can clip it to your belt. You know, great for cosplay, things like that. So overall, my thoughts on this is I think it's a pretty good representation of what we see in the game. I would like to see some mixed materials in this area. That's a pretty easy upgrade to do, and sort of a general aging and weathering over top of it. I don't blame them for not doing that from the factory. That's something that we can easily add to it. And then there are going to be people out there who want it to look pristine. Once this stuff is on there, once the weathering's on there, it'd be much harder for those people to remove it. I think for the sort of exclusivity and the price point that it should come with the blades, I know that would dramatically change how the cases and the shipping and things like that. And the blades are not really something I would particularly like to have, but it would make it nice for me to be able to plug in some blades right now and show you guys. But I can refer you to Evan the Collector. I know also has this piece, and he was lighting it up, so make sure you check him out on social. He's going to be able to show you all the color changing options. All right, collectors, well, there you have it. This is the new Cal Kestis lightsaber from Jedi Survivor. Overall, you know, a pretty good representation, but maybe not quite at the level that I know a lot of other makers out there are capable of doing. Some simple upgrades which you could do yourself, and a little bit of weathering I think would go a long way with bringing this lightsaber up to snuff. But guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this lightsaber? Is this something that you were able to pick up? Do you wish you were able to pick up? You can find them on eBay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who go out there and buy these things with no intentions of keeping them and then try to flip them. You know, if it's something you really feel like you need, certainly watch those auctions, but also give it time. There's a lot of heat on it right now. Once the game is out and is been out for a while. Maybe it'll calm down a little bit. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe and following along here on YouTube. We also have an Instagram page where you can follow us and you can interact with us a little bit more directly. We're always sharing great deals we find on Star Wars items out there, as well as memes and a lot of interactivity things. So it's a fun place for us to be able to interact a little bit more directly. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please let me a like and let me know what you think about this, and let me know what you think about Jedi Survivor. I've been enjoying the game so far, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. All right, see ya.